All right, let's talk marketing. We're going to take all that chaos, all that what should I do next feeling, and turn it into a clear, powerful master plan. We are going to build a step-by-step blueprint that's designed to get your business where you want it to go. So, let's dive in. Does this sound familiar? You're posting on social, maybe running some ads, sending out emails, but you're not totally sure what's actually working. It feels a bit like you're just guessing, right? It's a super common feeling, being overwhelmed by all the options out there and not having a clear path. But what if you had a roadmap? A real blueprint that lays out every single step from the foundation right up to the finished product. Well, that's exactly what a marketing blueprint is, and that's what we're going to build together right now. Okay, so just like building a house, you can't start with the roof. Every great plan starts with a rock-solid foundation. And in marketing, that means you've got to do your homework. Before you can build up, you need to know exactly where you're standing. And that foundation, it's built on 3 key pillars. First, an inventory audit, a brutally honest look at what you're already doing. Second, some deep dive customer research to figure out who you're really trying to talk to. And third, a competitive analysis, so you know who else is playing on your field. Now, one of the most powerful tools here is what we call a customer avatar. This is way more than just women, 25-40. No, you're building a detailed profile of one single ideal person. What keeps them up at night? What are their goals? Getting this right is the difference between shouting into a crowd and having a real one-on-one conversation. Okay, so you've done all this research. Now what? How do you make sense of it all? This is where a SWOT analysis is your best friend. It helps you organize your internal strengths and weaknesses against the external opportunities and threats. And this simple little grid, it becomes the bedrock of your entire strategy. All right, our foundation is poured and set. Solid. Now it's time to figure out what we're actually building. This next phase is all about defining what victory looks like for you in really clear, unmistakable terms. And look, vague goals like get more customers, they're just not going to cut it. Your goals need to be SMART. That means they have to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework is what turns a wish into an actual actionable objective. So I want you to really think about this for a second. How do you define a win? Is it more people visiting your website? Is it a higher sales number at the end of the month? A bigger email list? You've got to decide what the scoreboard is before you can start playing to win. And that's exactly where KPIs come in. Key performance indicators. These are the specific numbers you'll track to see if you're hitting those SMART goals. They're what turn that fuzzy idea of a win into cold, hard data that tells you, yes, this is working, or no, we need to change something. Now, it really helps to split these KPIs into 2 main buckets. You've got your business goals. These are the ones that directly affect your bottom line, like leads and sales. Then you have social goals, which are more about building your brand and your community. Think reach and engagement. You need both to really grow for the long term. So we know where we are, and we know where we want to go. The next logical step, right, is figuring out how to get there. This third section is the how-to part of our blueprint, the specific actions and tools you'll use to hit those goals. The easiest way to think about this is the what versus the where. The what are the actual things you'll create, your marketing assets like blog posts, videos, or ads. And the where? Well, that's the channels you'll use to share them, your website, social media, your email list. It's that simple. But here's the thing. A plan is useless if nobody knows who's doing what. It's a recipe for chaos. That's where a simple model like RACI is an absolute lifesaver. It clearly defines who's responsible for doing the task, who's accountable for the outcome, who needs to be consulted, and who just needs to be kept informed. No more confusion. Right, and let's be real, none of this happens for free. You have to put resources behind it. Think of your budget less as a restriction and more as a strategic investment plan for your money. Deciding where to allocate funds to ads, to content, to tools is how you fuel the engine that will drive your results. Okay, we're at the final and honestly, maybe the most important part of the entire blueprint. You've made the plan. You've put it into action. Now you have to inspect your own work. Measuring your results is how you know if your blueprint is actually working or if it needs a few tweaks. And when we talk about measuring success, there are really 2 flavors. You have your quantitative metrics, the hard numbers like sales revenue and website traffic. But then you have the qualitative stuff, the soft results, like what people are saying about you in comments or how loyal your customers are. You absolutely need both to get the full picture. And this is so, so important. Your blueprint is not a set it and forget it kind of deal. It's a living, breathing document. The real magic happens in a continuous loop. You track your numbers, you analyze what they mean, you adjust your strategy based on what you learned, and then you repeat the whole cycle. I mean, that's it right there. Putting a campaign on autopilot is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. The real power, the real efficiency, comes when you constantly go back and adjust your tactics. That's how you get better and better over time. So there it is, the 4 essential parts of a rock-solid marketing blueprint. You have the framework, you have the tools, the foundation is laid, and the plans are drawn. The only question left is, what are you going to build?